Welcome to our channel. Today we have a powerful story that takes us from the height of excitement to the depths of heartbreak. Erica Johnson, a dedicated nurse, finally gets the vacation she's worked so hard for. Arriving at the luxurious Starlight Hotel, her heart is full of joy as she steps into a world of opulence and relaxation. But what should have been a dream getaway quickly turns into a painful reality as Erica faces prejudice and humiliation from the hotel's manager, Mr. Thompson, and other guests. Watch as Erica's dream vacation spirals into a battle for her dignity and self-worth. Comment below where in the world you are watching from today. And if you like this story, don't forget to subscribe. If you are not subscribed, I recommend you subscribe and activate the bell so you don't miss any videos. A racist manager named Mr. Thompson subjected Erica Johnson, a black woman, to a degrading and humiliating experience as she checked in at the Starlight Hotel, questioning her right to stay at the luxury establishment. But Erica's response to this disrespect was nothing short of transformative, turning the entire situation and their lives upside down. Before diving into this compelling story, take a moment to let us know where you're watching from today. If you enjoy this narrative, remember to subscribe for more engaging content. Erica Johnson stood in front of the imposing, gleaming glass doors of the Starlight Hotel, her heart fluttering with a mix of excitement and nervous anticipation. She took a deep breath, savoring the sweet floral aroma that wafted from the meticulously manicured flower beds surrounding the entrance. This was her long-awaited escape, her first real vacation in years. As a dedicated nurse accustomed to grueling shifts, relentless responsibilities, and the ceaseless hum of hospital life, Erica was eager for this chance to unwind. The luxury of the hotel felt like a distant dream, compared to the constant beeping of monitors and urgent calls she dealt with daily. "You deserve this," Erica murmured to herself, her fingers gripping the handle of her modest suitcase. She felt a flutter of apprehension as she glanced down at her simple sundress, chosen specifically for this trip. It was a far cry from her usual scrubs, but Erica was determined to savor every moment of relaxation. With a deep breath, she pushed through the revolving doors, and the cool, plush air of the lobby enveloped her. Her eyes widened as she took in the opulence around her, sparkling chandeliers hanging from the high ceilings and the luxurious carpets beneath her feet. It was more magnificent than she had imagined, and for a brief moment she felt like an outsider. As Erica entered the grand lobby of the Starlight Hotel, her gaze swept across the scene with awe. The crystal chandeliers above gleamed with warm, inviting light, casting reflections on the polished marble floors. The air was filled with a subtle, indescribable fragrance of high-end luxury, a stark contrast to the sterile, clinical environment she was used to. Erica's grip on her suitcase tightened, suddenly aware of how her worn luggage stood out amidst the designer bags of other guests. She smoothed down her simple sundress, silently wishing she had packed something a bit more glamorous. A group of impeccably dressed women glided past her, their designer heels clicking rhythmically on the marble floor. Their laughter and animated conversations about exclusive golf courses, lavish spa treatments, and gourmet restaurants filled the air. Erica observed their flawless appearance, styled hair, and meticulously manicured nails and felt a pang of self-doubt. The opulence of her surroundings seemed to emphasize her sense of inadequacy. Could she truly belong here, in a world so different from her everyday life? Despite her growing unease, Erica squared her shoulders and approached the check-in desk. The receptionist greeted her with a warm, professional smile, offering a small comfort in her sea of uncertainty. "Welcome to the Starlight Hotel, ma'am. How may I assist you today?" the receptionist inquired politely, her voice a soothing balm to Erica's nerves. Erica fumbled with her reservation confirmation, her fingers trembling slightly as she handed it to the receptionist. "Hi, I have a reservation under Erica Johnson," she said, her voice betraying her nerves. As the receptionist began processing her check-in, Erica's eyes wandered around the opulent lobby. Her gaze fell upon a distinguished-looking couple entering the hotel. Their designer attire and confident demeanor were immediately striking. The woman's diamond necklace glittered brilliantly under the lobby lights, drawing Erica's envious admiration. She felt a pang of discomfort, acutely aware of the disparity between her modest appearance and the luxury that seemed to surround her. She had saved diligently for months, pinching pennies, working extra shifts to afford this vacation. Yet here were people who seemed to live in a world where luxury was an everyday norm. While Erica stood waiting at the front desk, a tall, middle-aged man in a sharply tailored suit approached. His name tag gleamed with the title hotel manager, and his gaze was piercing. The name Mr. Thompson was emblazoned in gold lettering. His eyes swept over Erica with dismissive scrutiny, and his lips pressed into a thin, disdainful line. "Is there a problem here, Mr.?" Thompson's voice was crisp and cold, his tone carrying an undercurrent of hostility. The receptionist looked momentarily taken aback, glancing between Mr. Thompson and Erica. "No, sir. I'm just checking in, Miss Johnson," she said, her voice slightly uncertain. "Mr." Thompson's gaze sharpened as it landed on Erica, his eyes narrowing with a hint of suspicion. "I see. And you're sure you have a reservation, Miss Johnson?" he asked, the emphasis on her name making Erica's stomach churn. Erica nodded, her voice steady but her heart racing. "Yes, I do, for a week's stay." "Mr." Thompson's eyebrow arched in skepticism. "Our rooms are quite expensive. Are you certain you can afford this?" His question cut through Erica like a physical blow. She could feel her face flush with a mixture of embarrassment and anger, and she noticed other guests nearby turning their heads, adding to her discomfort. "I've saved up for this vacation," Erica said, her voice calm despite the storm of emotions inside her. "I assure you I can afford it." "Mr." Thompson's lips twisted into a smirk. "Well, if you say so, just be aware that our amenities come at a premium. We wouldn't want any surprises at checkout." Erica took a deep breath, struggling to keep her composure despite the hurtful implications of Mr. Thompson's words. She had encountered prejudice before, but she hadn't expected it here, not during a vacation she had worked so hard to earn. "Thank you for your concern, Mr. Thompson," she replied, her voice steady and polite despite her inner turmoil. "I've budgeted carefully for this trip. Everything will be fine." "Mr." Thompson seemed momentarily taken aback by Erica's composed response. He cleared his throat, visibly unsettled by her calm demeanor in the face of his rudeness. "Very well," he said curtly, turning on his heel and walking away with an air of dismissive finality. The receptionist, visibly mortified, quickly completed Erica's check-in process. "I'm so sorry about that, Miss Johnson," she whispered, handing over the room key with a sympathetic look. "Enjoy your stay with us." Erica accepted the key with a forced smile, her hand trembling slightly as she headed toward the elevators. She felt the weight of curious glances from other guests who had witnessed the encounter. The excitement she had felt earlier was now overshadowed by a deep sense of discomfort and hurt. She made her way to a plush armchair in the lobby, her suitcase placed neatly beside her. The lavish surroundings, which had once seemed inviting, now felt almost mocking, a stark contrast to the warmth and comfort she had anticipated. Sitting in the armchair, Erica pulled out her phone in an attempt to distract herself from the lingering sting of Mr. Thompson's words. As she scrolled through her messages, a hushed conversation nearby caught her attention. A middle-aged white couple had settled into the sofa across from her, their designer luggage piled around them. Their voices, though low, were audible to Erica. They spoke of their experiences and privileges with a casual tone that highlighted their ease in this opulent setting, further amplifying Erica's sense of alienation. "Harold, did you see that?" the woman whispered urgently, her eyes flickering toward Erica with barely concealed disdain. I can't believe they're letting just anyone stay here now." Her companion, Harold, grunted in agreement, his expression one of incredulity. "I know, dear. It's not what it used to be. How could someone like that even afford to stay in a place like this?" Erica's fingers tightened around her phone, her grip becoming almost painfully rigid. She kept her gaze fixed downward, trying to ignore the scalding judgment in their words, but she could feel the heat rising in her ears with each cruel remark. "Maybe she's someone's maid," the woman suggested, her tone oozing with contempt. "Or perhaps she won some kind of contest. There's no way she belongs here otherwise." A lump formed in Erica's throat, and her chest tightened as she listened to their unfounded speculations. She had worked tirelessly for months to save up for this vacation, dreaming of a retreat filled with peace and luxury. Now those dreams seemed to be unraveling with every scornful comment, but as the couple's hurtful chatter persisted, Erica took a deep breath, summoning all her resolve. She straightened her posture and lifted her chin, resolutely refusing to let their ignorance undermine her sense of self-worth. She knew she deserved to be there just as much as anyone else, no matter what others might think. With quiet dignity, Erica rose from her seat, collected her belongings, and made her way towards the elevators. She could feel the couple's scrutinizing gazes boring into her back, but she chose not to acknowledge them. As the elevator doors closed behind her, Erica released a shaky breath, her composure intact, but her heart was weighed down by the sting of prejudice she couldn't escape even on her much-anticipated vacation. Upon entering her hotel room, Erica's eyes widened in disappointment. The space was smaller and far less luxurious than she had envisioned, clearly not the opulent suite she had originally booked. She sighed, realizing this must be the result of Mr. Thompson's oversight or indifference. Despite the letdown, she tried to refocus on the positives. The room was clean and inviting, with a cozy bed and a small window offering a view of the bustling city below. Erica set her suitcase down and sank onto the edge of the bed, her shoulders sagging as the weight of the day's events settled over her. She closed her eyes, replaying the cold reception at the front desk, Mr. Thompson's dismissive attitude, and the cruel whispers of the couple in the lobby. A lump formed in her throat, and she felt the sting of tears threatening to spill. "No," Erica whispered firmly to herself, shaking her head as if to dispel the lingering negativity. "I won't let them ruin this for me." She took a deep breath, drawing in the crisp, conditioned air of the room. As she exhaled, she imagined letting go of all the negativity and hurt that had accumulated since her arrival. Erica stood up and walked to the window, gazing out at the vibrant cityscape. "This is my vacation," she said softly, her voice gaining strength with each word. "I worked hard for this. I deserve to be here." Determined to reclaim her sense of joy, Erica turned back to her suitcase and began unpacking, carefully hanging her clothes in the modest closet. As she organized her belongings, she made a conscious effort to set aside the sting of the hurtful comments and focus on the upcoming week. She thought about the spa treatments she had eagerly anticipated, the restaurants she was excited to try, and the local attractions she hoped to explore. A small, genuine smile tugged at her lips as she envisioned herself lounging by the pool, a book in hand, and the world's troubles far behind her. "I'm going to make the most of this," Erica declared to the empty room, her voice trembling slightly but carrying a steely resolve. "No matter what anyone thinks or says, I'm here to relax and enjoy myself." With a renewed sense of purpose, Erica finished unpacking and freshened up in the bathroom. Staring at her reflection in the mirror, she took in the weary lines etched into her face, a testament to the countless hours spent caring for others. She straightened her shoulders and lifted her chin, attempting to reclaim her confidence. Erica's heart ached with the weight of the day's experiences, but she was determined not to let her vacation be marred by the ignorance of others. She knew she deserved this time away, a well-earned respite from her demanding life, and she resolved to enjoy it despite the challenges. If you are still watching this video and find these stories useful, please comment number 1 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. She ventured out of her room with a sense of cautious optimism, her spirits buoyed by the hope of finding solace in the hotel's amenities. The spa, with its promise of relaxation, was her first destination. The moment she entered, the calming sense of lavender and eucalyptus enveloped her, momentarily easing the tension in her shoulders. Yet the reception she received was less than welcoming. The receptionist's smile was polite but lacked warmth, her eyes betraying a flicker of something unspoken. "Welcome. Do you have an appointment?" she asked, her tone clipped. Erica shook her head. "No, I'm just looking around for now." The receptionist's smile grew even more strained, her gaze assessing Erica with a subtle but perceptible coolness. "I see. Well, feel free to browse our services." Despite the serene environment, Erica couldn't shake the sense of being an outsider. The sidelong glances from other guests and the whispered conversations that fell silent as she approached all contributed to a feeling of alienation that was hard to ignore. She felt a familiar pang of isolation, a reminder of the time she had been made to feel less than she was simply because of who she was. But Erica pushed those feelings aside, determined to make the best of her vacation. Her next stop was the pool area, where the sight of sparkling water and the promise of relaxation offered a glimmer of hope. She found an empty lounge chair and settled in, trying to immerse herself in the book she had brought. But as she read, she became acutely aware of the shift in the atmosphere around her. Conversations nearby were hushed, and she felt the weight of stares directed at her, heavy with curiosity and judgment. A group of women lounging nearby exchanged furtive glances, their expressions betraying a mixture of confusion and disdain. The sensation of being scrutinized, of being deemed unworthy of the space she occupied, was nearly suffocating. Erica struggled to maintain her composure, feeling the sting of exclusion deeply. Seeking solace, Erica decided to explore the hotel's gardens. The paths were lined with vibrant flowers and meticulously manicured hedges, and for a moment, the beauty of the surroundings lifted her spirits. But even here, the sense of being watched persisted. A groundskeeper tending to roses paused and eyed her with clear suspicion as she walked by. Erica offered a warm smile, hoping to bridge the gap, but he quickly turned his attention back to his work, as if her presence were an inconvenience. Each step she took felt laden with the weight of judgment and prejudice, making the serene environment seem almost hostile. As the day wore on, Erica's initial excitement had faded considerably. The luxury of the hotel was undeniable, but the persistent glances and whispers from both guests and staff made her feel like a stranger in a world where she didn't belong. By the time evening approached, she felt emotionally drained, the weight of the day's experiences pressing heavily on her shoulders. The sense of being unwelcome, of not fitting in despite her efforts, was disheartening. Determined to salvage what remained of her day, Erica returned to the pool area, seeking comfort in the warmth of the afternoon sun. She found a quiet corner away from the other guests and settled into a lounge chair, the sound of water gently lapping against the pool's edge offering a brief respite. As she lay there, her mind wandered to her life as a nurse. She thought of the countless patients she had cared for, each face is a testament to her compassion and dedication. She remembered the elderly man who, despite having no family, always greeted her with a warm smile. The young mother battling cancer draws strength from Erica's unwavering support. The frightened little boy who clung to her hand during his first hospital stay, finding comfort in her presence. A small, bittersweet smile tugged at Erica's lips as she recalled the lives she had touched. In those moments, amidst the challenges of her vacation, she found a measure of solace, reminding herself of the value of her work and the positive impact she had made on others. Erica took a deep breath, letting the peaceful surroundings wash over her, even as the day's troubles lingered in her mind. She resolved to embrace the remaining days of her vacation with the same strength and grace that had guided her through her career. The opulence of the hotel might have felt hollow at times, but she was determined to find moments of joy and tranquility and to cherish the well-earned rest she had worked so hard to achieve. Erica had always been there for others during their darkest moments, offering solace and hope when it was needed most. Her role, though demanding, was always rewarding. As she basked in the warm sunlight, Erica's thoughts wandered to the significant sacrifices she had made throughout her career. She reflected on the countless long nights spent working, the holidays she had missed, and the emotional toll of consistently caring for others. She had devoted so much of herself to her patients, often at the expense of her own needs and desires. Yet, despite the challenges, Erica knew that her dedication was worthwhile. The sun's gentle touch on her skin filled her with a profound sense of peace. She reminded herself that she deserved this moment to relax and rejuvenate. Her years of hard work and commitment had earned her this brief respite. As Erica opened her eyes, she took in the serene view of the sparkling pool water. She breathed deeply, savoring the blend of sunscreen and chlorine that filled the air. For the first time since her arrival at the hotel, she began to feel a genuine sense of ease. However, her tranquility was short-lived. The voices of the middle-aged couple from the lobby, who had previously made disparaging remarks, intruded upon her peaceful state. They had now settled in lounge chairs nearby, laughing and chatting with other guests, seemingly without a care in the world. Erica's heart sank as she saw them, their carefree demeanor starkly contrasting with the hurtful comments they had made earlier. Their laughter and the clinking of their colorful cocktails only served to amplify the sting of their previous words. As she watched them mingling effortlessly, Erica experienced a mix of emotions. The hurt from their earlier judgment was still fresh, mingled with a flicker of anger at their apparent enjoyment, despite their previous unkindness. Why should they get to revel in their vacation while making others feel inferior? Despite her efforts to dispel the negative feelings, Erica found it challenging to ignore their presence. Determined not to let their behavior tarnish her hard-earned relaxation, Erica reminded herself that she deserved to be at the hotel just as much as anyone else. The couple's prejudice was their issue, not hers. She refocused on the warmth of the sun on her skin and the gentle splashing of the pool water. She thought about the countless patients she had helped and the positive impact she had made. These were the things that truly mattered. Still, the couple's laughter and conversation were hard to ignore completely. Erica found herself casting furtive glances in their direction, a part of her wishing she could confront them about their earlier behavior. But she understood that engaging with them wouldn't resolve anything. Instead, she tried to channel her energy into positive thoughts, reinforcing her worth and the significance of her work. As Erica lay by the pool, attempting to block out the couple's laughter, her mind drifted back to her early experiences as a nurse. She recalled her first day on the job, filled with enthusiasm and determination to make a difference. That excitement had been dampened when a patient had refused her care, demanding someone more experienced. The memory was still painful, but Erica had chosen to respond with grace and professionalism. She had calmly outlined her qualifications and, through her dedicated care, eventually earned the patient's trust. These memories, she realized, were a testament to her resilience and the true value of her work. During a particularly hectic night shift in the emergency room, a vivid and distressing memory resurfaced for Erica. Amid the chaos of tending to a patient, a man had hurled a barrage of racial slurs at her while she was working to stabilize his wife. Despite her hands trembling with the sting of his hateful words, Erica had remained steadfast in her duty, focusing all her energy on saving the woman's life. It was a testament to her resolve that, despite the venomous hostility directed at her, she had managed to perform her job with the utmost skill and compassion. This painful recollection, though hurtful, served as a powerful reminder of Erica's inner strength. She had encountered prejudice before, yet she had consistently risen above it, allowing her work to be a testament to her character. Erica had always believed that her contributions to touching lives and making a difference were more significant than the color of her skin. Now, lying beneath the vast expanse of the blue sky, Erica realized that these experiences had not only shaped her but also fortified her resilience. The challenging interactions she faced, whether it was the disapproving couple by the pool or Mr. Thompson at the front desk, were merely contemporary echoes of the trials she had long confronted. A small smile formed on Erica's lips, a gesture of quiet satisfaction. She had earned this vacation through years of unwavering dedication and hard work, and no one could undermine that achievement. She deserved to bask in the luxury and relaxation that she had worked so hard to attain, just like everyone else. With a renewed sense of purpose, Erica straightened up on her lounge chair. She resolved not to let anyone's prejudiced attitudes spoil her well-deserved respite. She was determined to savor every moment of her stay, relishing the peace and comfort that were so rarely afforded to her. Taking a deep breath, Erica felt a wave of calmness envelop her. She was here, she belonged here, and she intended to make the most of her time away, irrespective of what others might think or say. Her self-worth was firmly grounded in her recognition of her value, and that realization was what truly mattered. As the sun dipped toward the horizon, casting a golden glow over the hotel's pristine grounds, Erica prepared to head to the elegant restaurant for dinner. The maitre d' greeted her with a courteous nod and guided her to a table by the window, offering a view of the scenic landscape. Erica's heart fluttered with a blend of excitement and nervousness as she took her seat. The restaurant exuded an atmosphere of opulence, with sparkling crystal chandeliers illuminating the room and the soft strains of classical music adding to the ambience. Erica smoothed out her dress, feeling a twinge of self-consciousness among the patrons clad in their designer ensembles. Nonetheless, she took a deep breath, reinforcing her belief that she belonged here as much as anyone else. Gazing at the menu, Erica was taken aback by the lavish prices. Despite the sticker shock, she decided to indulge herself, acknowledging that she had earned this moment. When the waiter approached, she placed her order with assertiveness, intent on enjoying every delectable bite. While awaiting her meal, Erica observed the other diners. At a nearby table, a group of businessmen laughed raucously, their voices echoing across the room as they snapped their fingers to attract the waiter's attention, seemingly oblivious to the world around them. To her left, a couple engaged in a low-volume dispute about their appetizers, demanding to speak with the chef. Erica watched with a mix of curiosity and empathy as the waiter hurried away, visibly flustered and apologetic. These interactions made Erica pause and reflect deeply. She observed the privilege and entitlement that some of the other guests exhibited, a stark contrast to the world she was accustomed to as a nurse. In her profession, where gratitude and kindness were the bedrock of daily interactions, the display of luxury and indifference around her felt jarring. It was as if some people took their opulence for granted, their sense of entitlement overshadowing any semblance of humility. As her meal arrived, presented with exquisite care on fine china, Erica felt a surge of renewed purpose. The artful arrangement of her dinner mirrored the elegance of the setting, but it also reminded her of the significance of her own experiences. Her career in nursing had exposed her to a broad spectrum of humanity, often in their most vulnerable states. This background endowed her with a unique perspective that allowed her to navigate her current surroundings with a sense of strength and resilience. Whether she faced subtle biases or overt rudeness, Erica felt equipped to handle the challenges that might come her way. If you are still watching this video and find these stories useful, please comment number 2 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. As she savored each bite of her meal, the rich flavors and luxurious presentation offered her a rare opportunity to indulge. She felt a quiet confidence growing within her. While she might not have the designer clothes or the air of entitlement that some of the other guests possessed, Erica knew she carried something far more valuable: a deep well of compassion, unwavering resilience, and a profound understanding of what truly matters in life. The next morning, Erica awoke to the soft, golden sunlight filtering through the curtains of her hotel room. She stretched her limbs and smiled, feeling refreshed and invigorated. The negative experiences from the previous day seemed to dissolve as she anticipated the day's adventures. Rising from the bed, she made her way to the window and drew back the curtains to reveal a picturesque view of the town below. The scene was enchanting, with charming, quaint buildings and tree-lined streets that beckoned exploration. The thought of discovering hidden gems within this inviting town filled her with eager anticipation. As she prepared for the day, Erica hummed a cheerful tune, selecting a comfortable yet stylish outfit that struck the perfect balance for a day of sightseeing. While applying her makeup, she looked at her reflection in the mirror and took a deep, centering breath. "Today is going to be a good day," she said to herself with conviction. "Focus on the positive and leave the negativity behind." With renewed determination, Erica packed her bag with the essentials for her day out: a bottle of water, her wallet, and a small guidebook she had picked up from the hotel lobby. She slipped on her most comfortable walking shoes, ready to explore the town. Before stepping out, she took a moment to center herself, closing her eyes and breathing deeply as she envisioned the wonderful experiences that awaited her. The prospect of local cafes, quaint shops, and perhaps a museum or two filled her with excitement and anticipation. With a spring in her step, Erica made her way to the hotel lobby. Holding her head high, she reminded herself that she deserved to be here and to fully enjoy every moment of her vacation. As she walked through the lobby, she noticed Mr. Thompson at the front desk. Choosing not to let his previous behavior affect her mood, Erica offered him a friendly smile and nod. She refused to let past encounters dampen her spirits. Stepping out into the bright morning sunshine, Erica felt a profound sense of freedom and adventure. The town awaited her, brimming with new sights, sounds, and experiences. She inhaled deeply, savoring the fresh air and the promise of what lay ahead. Just as she set foot on the sidewalk, she encountered the same middle-aged couple from the previous day. Dressed in their expensive resort wear, they barely acknowledged Erica as she passed by, their indifference a stark reminder of the contrast between their world and hers. They approached, and Erica felt their presence before she even turned to look. The woman's eyes skimmed over her with a dismissive glance, barely pausing as she assessed Erica with a flicker of disdain. The man, engrossed in his phone, didn't even bother to raise his gaze, his indifference palpable. Their noses were slightly turned up, a subtle yet unmistakable sign of their superiority, as if their very posture exuded an air of condescension that was impossible to miss. For a fleeting moment, Erica felt the familiar sting of a hurt flare up in her chest. The couple's behavior was a harsh echo of the hurtful remarks and judgmental glances she had faced just yesterday. It was as if their disdain had reached out and grabbed her, dragging her back to those painful memories. But just as quickly as the feeling arose, Erica set it aside. She squared her shoulders and lifted her chin with renewed resolve, determined not to let their attitude dampen her spirits. "Good morning," Erica said, her voice ringing out clear and confident as they passed by. The couple mumbled an inaudible response, barely acknowledging her politeness, and quickened their pace as they entered the hotel. Erica watched them disappear through the doors, shaking her head slightly. She had every right to let their behavior get under her skin, to let their negativity linger and affect her day. But Erica made a deliberate choice to handle it differently. She took a deep breath, reminding herself of her worth and strength. "Their opinion doesn't define me," she thought resolutely. "I'm here to enjoy myself, and that's exactly what I intend to do." With this renewed sense of determination, Erica turned her attention to the charming town before her. The quaint buildings and lively streets seemed to beckon her, promising a day filled with discovery and joy. Adjusting her bag on her shoulder, she took her first steps into the town, deliberately leaving the couple and their prejudices behind. As she walked, she felt a palpable weight lift from her shoulders. She had faced the couple's disdain head-on and emerged stronger. Their behavior hadn't marred her day. Instead, it had strengthened her resolve to embrace every moment with enthusiasm. Erica wandered through the picturesque streets of the small town, her eyes wide with wonder. The quaint shops and colorful storefronts offered a delightful contrast to the sterile hospital corridors she was used to. The tension in her shoulders began to ease as she meandered along, taking in the sights and sounds of the lively town. She stepped into a cozy bookstore, where the comforting aroma of old pages and freshly brewed coffee wrapped around her like a warm embrace. Running her fingers along the spines of well-loved novels, she selected a few that caught her eye. Settling into a plush armchair in a quiet corner of the shop, Erica lost herself in the pages of a heartwarming story, feeling a sense of contentment she hadn't experienced in a long time. Later in the day, Erica found herself at a local art gallery. The vibrant paintings and intricate sculptures spoke to her soul, evoking emotions she hadn't felt for a while. She stood before a particularly evocative piece, a swirl of colors that seemed to encapsulate the essence of hope and resilience. The artwork served as a powerful reminder of the inner strength she carried within herself. As the afternoon sun cast a warm glow on the town square, Erica took a seat on a bench, watching children play and couples stroll hand in hand. She closed her eyes, listening to the soothing sounds of a nearby fountain and the melodic chirping of birds. For the first time in months, she felt a profound sense of peace. Her mind wandered back to her life at the long, demanding shifts, the emotional toll of caring for others, and the relentless pressure to remain strong for her patients. It became clear how much she needed this break, this opportunity to recharge and reconnect with herself. A smile touched her lips as she reflected on the simple joys she had experienced that day's taste of freshly baked pastries from a local bakery, the sound of laughter drifting from a nearby cafe, and the sensation of sun-warmed cobblestones beneath her feet. These small pleasures, often overlooked in her busy life, now felt like precious gifts, affirming her decision to savor every moment of her time away. As the sun began its gentle descent in the sky, Erica made her way back to the hotel, her heart feeling lighter than it had in months. The day's exploration had done wonders for her spirit, filling her with a renewed sense of joy and relaxation. Stepping into the hotel's opulent lobby, Erica carried herself with newfound confidence. She held her head high, barely registering the curious glances from other guests as she passed the front desk. Her thoughts were solely on one thing, the inviting pool she had noticed earlier. After changing into her swimsuit, Erica headed to the pool area, her anticipation building. To her delight, the pool was nearly empty, bathed in the warm glow of the late afternoon sun. The water sparkled invitingly, promising a refreshing escape. She dipped her toes in first, savoring the cool sensation before sliding into the pool with a contented sigh. As she glided through the water, Erica felt the last vestiges of tension dissipate from her body. The gentle lapping of the water against the pool's edge created a soothing rhythm that lulled her into a peaceful reverie. Her thoughts drifted to the patient she had cared for over the years. She remembered the frightened young mother she had comforted during a difficult delivery, the elderly man whose hand she had held as he took his final breaths, and the child whose infectious laughter had brightened even the darkest days in the pediatric ward. A warm feeling spread through Erica's chest as she reflected on the profound impact she had made in so many lives. Despite the numerous challenges and prejudices she had faced, her work as a nurse provided her with an enduring sense of fulfillment. Floating on her back and gazing up at the sky, she felt a deep and overwhelming gratitude for her calling. Just as Erica was settling into this peaceful moment, she heard familiar voices approaching. Her heart sank slightly as she glanced over and saw the middle-aged couple from earlier making their way to a pair of lounge chairs nearby. Though a pang of discomfort surfaced, she resolved to stay positive. Climbing out of the pool, she wrapped herself in a fluffy towel and settled onto her lounge chair. Determined to focus on her relaxation, she pulled out the book she had brought and began to lose herself in its pages, attempting to ignore the couple's presence. The warm afternoon sun caressed Erica's skin as she read, and a gentle breeze carried the scent of tropical flowers. For a while, everything was serene. She became engrossed in her novel, letting the world around her fade into the background. Suddenly, a groan pierced the tranquility. Startled, Erica looked up from her book to see the middle-aged man clutching his chest, his face contorted in pain. "Harold, what's wrong?" His wife's voice rose in panic. "My chest," Harold gasped, struggling to breathe. "It hurts. I can't breathe." As the situation unfolded, Erica's nurse instincts kicked in. The man's face had turned an alarming shade of gray, and he was struggling for breath. His wife's panic was palpable, her eyes darting around frantically as she cried out for help. "Help! Somebody help us!" she screamed, her voice tinged with desperation. Erica's heart raced as she realized the gravity of the situation. She quickly gathered her composure, her training taking over as she sprang into action, ready to offer the help that was so urgently needed. Erica felt a profound conflict within her. A part of her instinctively wanted to rush to the man's aid, but another part hesitated, remembering the disdain with which the couple had treated her earlier. As she watched the scene unfold, she saw other guests start to notice the commotion. Their reactions were varied. Some looked on with concern, while others seemed paralyzed, unsure of how to respond. The situation grew increasingly dire as Harold's condition deteriorated. He collapsed onto the pool deck, clutching his chest and gasping for breath. His wife's screams pierced the calm of the luxury hotel's pool area, shattering the serene atmosphere with their raw urgency. "Help! Someone please help my husband," she cried, her voice choked with panic. Her pleas seemed to only heighten the chaos around her. Guests scattered in confusion, some moving away from the scene while others stood frozen, their faces etched with fear and uncertainty. The pool area, once a haven of relaxation, was now thick with tension and dread as Harold writhed in agony, his face twisted in pain. Mr. Thompson, who had been making his rounds nearby, was drawn to the chaos by the commotion. His usually polished demeanor was replaced by visible alarm as he hurried over, his shoes clicking sharply against the tiles. "What's going on here?" he demanded, his voice betraying his anxiety as he surveyed the scene. Harold's wife, her mascara streaming down her cheeks, looked at Mr. Thompson with desperation. "Please, you have to do something. My husband, I think he's having a heart attack." Mr. Thompson's face went pale as the seriousness of the situation sank in. He glanced anxiously from Harold to his distraught wife, his hands nervously adjusting his tie. It was evident that the hotel manager was overwhelmed and unsure of how to proceed. We should call an ambulance, Mr. Thompson stammered, fumbling for his phone. His fingers shook uncontrollably as he struggled to dial, nearly dropping the device in his panic. "Isn't there a doctor here?" "Don't you have medical staff on site?" Harold's wife demanded, her earlier airs of superiority giving way to a raw, unfiltered fear and urgency. The reality of the situation had stripped her of any pretense, and her plea for help was now filled with a palpable desperation. If you are still watching this video and find these stories useful, please comment number 3 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. Mr. Thompson's face was a mask of sheer panic, his forehead slick with sweat as he struggled to maintain his composure. "We don't have anyone on staff trained for emergencies like this," he stammered, his voice barely rising above a whisper. The usually composed manager was now a portrait of desperation, his eyes darting frantically around the room, as if hoping someone would magically appear to resolve the crisis. His sense of control had crumbled completely, leaving him looking helpless and adrift amid the mounting tension and fear. Erica, however, was already springing into action. The years she had spent navigating life and death situations as a nurse took over, pushing aside any trace of resentment or unease she had felt earlier. Her steps were quick but measured as she moved to Harold's side, her heart pounding not just with adrenaline but with a fierce determination to make a difference. Kneeling beside the stricken man, she drew on every ounce of her training and instinct, her mind racing but her hands steady and purposeful. "I'm a nurse," Erica announced firmly, her voice cutting through the chaos. "Sir, can you hear me?" Her tone was calm but insistent, her eyes locking onto Harold's with a soothing intensity. The fear in his wide, frantic eyes was palpable, his breaths coming in ragged, shallow gasps. Erica's assessment was swift and precise. His clammy skin and the way he clutched at his chest told her everything she needed to know. This was a heart attack, and every second counted. With a sense of urgency that brooked no argument, Erica turned to the stunned crowd. Her voice rang out with a commanding authority that left no room for doubt. "Someone call 911 immediately. We need an ambulance here now." The crowd's earlier murmurs of disinterest had turned into a collective, anxious silence, their expressions shifting from indifference to concern. As Mr. Thompson fumbled with his phone, his gratitude evident in the way he stepped aside, Erica's focus never wavered from Harold. She loosened his collar and checked his pulse, her hands moving with practiced precision, her heart aching with the gravity of the situation. "Sir, I'm going to help you." "Try to stay calm and breathe slowly," Erica said, her voice a steady beacon amid the storm of fear and urgency. She glanced up at Harold's wife, who was standing nearby, her face streaked with tears and her body trembling with worry. "Ma'am, does your husband have any heart medication with him?" Erica asked gently, her concern evident in her tone. The woman's tearful shake of her head, "No, he's never had heart problems before," only intensified Erica's sense of responsibility. She nodded, her mind already racing through the critical steps she needed to take. "Okay, I need someone to bring me the hotel's first aid kit and an aide if they have one," Erica called out, her voice firm and commanding. As a staff member hurried off to gather the necessary items, Erica began chest compressions, her movements precise and unrelenting. The once skeptical crowd and hotel staff now watched in stunned silence, their earlier dismissiveness replaced by profound respect and admiration. "Mr. Thompson returned, his face pale and stricken with worry. "The ambulance is on its way," he reported, his voice trembling with the weight of the situation. Erica nodded, her focus unbroken as she continued her life-saving efforts. "Good. Now everyone, please step back and give us some space," she instructed, ensuring that the area was clear for the paramedics. Her hands moved with rhythmic urgency, each compression a testament to her unwavering commitment to Harold's survival, her resolve as solid as the gravity of the moment itself. As Erica continued to administer life-saving measures, her calm demeanor and expert action stood in stark contrast to the chaos that had erupted just moments before. In this critical moment, the prejudices and preconceptions that had shadowed her stay at the hotel seemed to dissolve. The only thing that mattered now was saving a life. Erica worked tirelessly to stabilize Harold, her hands moving with practiced precision. She maintained chest compressions, counting softly under her breath, her focus unshakable. Sweat beaded on her forehead, but she didn't pause for even a moment. "Come on, sir," she murmured, her voice barely above a whisper. "Stay with us." The hotel staff member returned with the first aid kit and aide. Erica swiftly attached the defibrillator pads to Harold's chest, following the device's automated instructions. The machine analyzed Harold's heart rhythm, and Erica prepared to deliver a shock if necessary. "Clear," she called out, making sure no one was touching Harold. The shock was delivered, and Erica immediately resumed compressions, her movement steady and relentless. Nearby, Mr. Thompson stood with a look of awe and disbelief replacing his earlier coldness. He watched as Erica, the woman he had so dismissively judged, fought to save a life with remarkable skill and determination. The gravity of the situation struck him deeply, and he felt a wave of shame wash over him as he witnessed her tireless efforts. Harold's wife sobbed quietly, her eyes never leaving Erica's every move. The realization of how close she was to losing her husband and the courage of this stranger fighting to save him overwhelmed her. Clutching Mr. Thompson's arm for support, she whispered through her tears, "She's amazing." Mr. Thompson nodded, unable to find his voice. The chaos of the scene contrasted sharply with Erica's calm and focused demeanor. She continued her work, her movements precise and purposeful, her voice clear as she directed those around her. The minutes stretched on, feeling like hours to those observing. Erica's resolve remained unshaken. She monitored Harold's vital signs, adjusted her techniques as necessary, and continued to battle for his life with unwavering determination. As Erica pressed on with her life-saving efforts, the distant wail of sirens grew louder. Within moments, paramedics rushed onto the scene, their equipment clattering as they arrived. Erica seamlessly transitioned from solo rescuer to part of a professional team. Suspected myocardial infarction, Erica reported crisply to the lead paramedic. "I've been performing CPR for approximately 12 minutes, and one shock was delivered via aid 5 minutes ago." The paramedics nodded, clearly impressed by Erica's precise information and calm demeanor. They quickly took over, attaching their more advanced equipment to Harold. Erica stepped back but remained close, ready to assist if needed. Mr. Thompson observed in awe as Erica worked in harmony with the emergency team. Her expertise was evident in every move she made and every word she spoke. As he reflected on how he had treated her earlier, a profound sense of shame settled over him. Erica's actions had not only saved a life but had also illuminated the depth of his misconceptions. Harold's wife stood close by, her face streaked with tears that shimmered in the dim light of the pool area. She was transfixed by Erica, the woman who had fought valiantly to save her husband's life. The weight of how narrowly she had escaped losing Harold was almost too much to bear. Her hands trembled uncontrollably as she watched the paramedics work with practiced efficiency to stabilize him. Erica, calm and collected, continued to relay crucial information about Harold's condition and the emergency intervention she had undertaken. Despite the mounting tension in the air, Erica's professional composure remained steadfast. The atmosphere was charged with palpable anxiety. Every second felt drawn out as the paramedics worked to prepare Harold for transport. They carefully lifted him onto a stretcher, and the rhythmic beeping of the monitors filled the space with a haunting urgency. "We've got a pulse," one of the paramedics declared, his voice cutting through the thick tension like a lifeline. The announcement prompted a collective sigh of relief from the gathered crowd as they watched the paramedics wheel Harold away. Harold's wife, her eyes still brimming with gratitude and worry, exchanged a brief but intense glance with Erica. At that moment, words seemed inadequate to convey her thanks, but the depth of her appreciation was clear. As the ambulance pulled away, its sirens gradually fading into the distance, a heavy silence descended over the pool area. The mood was somber, the recent crisis leaving a palpable weight on everyone present. Mr. Thompson, usually composed, stood rooted to the spot, visibly shaken. The guests and staff, still reeling from the shock, stood frozen, their eyes fixed on the spot where Harold had collapsed. Gradually, as if emerging from a trance, people began to move away. Whispers and concerned glances spread among the crowd as they tried to make sense of the shocking events. Erica remained by the poolside, her heart still racing from the adrenaline-fueled rescue. She took a deep breath, feeling a complex mix of relief and sadness wash over her. The rush of adrenaline that had driven her actions was ebbing, leaving her drained and emotionally spent. As the last of the onlookers gradually dispersed, Erica found herself alone beside the now eerily quiet pool. The once serene water seemed to mirror the tumult of her thoughts. The events of the past hour replayed in her mind with vivid clarity, like scenes from a dramatic film. With a heavy sigh, Erica gathered her belongings and made her way back to her room. The hotel corridors, usually familiar and comforting, now seemed interminably long, each step underscoring the fragile nature of life. As she walked, her thoughts were with Harold and his wife. She hoped with all her heart that Harold would recover and that the fear and uncertainty of the past hour would soon be replaced by hope and healing. As Erica entered her room, she carefully closed the door behind her, the soft click marking her transition from the chaos outside to the calm of her temporary sanctuary. She leaned against the door, letting the enveloping silence wash over her in stark contrast to the frenetic energy of the day's earlier events. The room was dimly lit, with only the soft glow of the bedside lamp illuminating the space. Erica made her way to the window, her gaze falling upon the picturesque view that had once held so much promise and tranquility. The lush green of the surrounding landscape, which had initially seemed like a perfect backdrop for relaxation, now felt distant and ironic in light of the upheaval she had just experienced. Her mind drifted back to the unexpected turn her vacation had taken. What was meant to be a serene escape from her daily routine had rapidly transformed into a scene of urgency and emotional turmoil. Despite the unexpected stress and the whirlwind of emotions from the day, Erica found herself reflecting on a deep sense of purpose. The nursing skills she had hoped to set aside temporarily had proven invaluable in a critical moment, reminding her of the profound impact she could have on others' lives. The following morning, Erica awoke feeling emotionally spent. The events of the previous day loomed large in her thoughts, casting a shadow over her usual morning routine. As she sat on the edge of her bed, her fingers tangled in her disheveled hair, she tried to release the tension that had tightened her shoulders. The first sips of her coffee provided little solace, as her mind replayed the events from the day before. The room was quiet except for the soft hum of the air conditioning, which did little to ease her anxiety. Just as Erica was beginning to resign herself to another day of emotional weight, her phone rang, cutting through the stillness. The screen displayed the number of the local hospital, and her heart skipped a beat. Her hands trembled slightly as she answered the call. "Hello, is this Erica Johnson?" came a soothing voice on the other end of the line. "Yes, this is she," Erica responded, her voice barely more than a whisper, tinged with apprehension. "Miss Johnson, this is Susan from Memorial Hospital. I'm calling about the gentleman you assisted yesterday at the hotel. I'm happy to inform you that he is stable and expected to make a full recovery." A rush of relief flooded through Erica, and her eyes filled with tears. "Oh, thank goodness," she said, her voice quivering with emotion. The nurse continued, "The doctors mentioned that your quick response and CPR were critical in saving his life. His family is incredibly grateful and wanted to extend their deepest thanks." As Erica ended the call, she felt an immense wave of relief sweep over her. She sank back into her chair, letting out a long, steadying breath. The burden that had weighed heavily on her chest since the previous day seemed to lift, replaced by a gentle sense of accomplishment. A small, genuine smile began to form on her lips. Despite the challenges she faced and the prejudice she encountered at the hotel, Erica felt a renewed sense of pride in her abilities. Her quick thinking and medical expertise had made a tangible difference. She had saved a life. With a newfound clarity, Erica approached the window once more. The sunny day outside now seemed brighter and more hopeful. The world felt more vibrant, and she remembered the core reason why she had chosen to become a nurse: to help others, to make a meaningful impact irrespective of the circumstances or how she was treated. Just as Erica was about to head out for breakfast, a gentle knock on the door interrupted her thoughts. She opened it to find Mr. Thompson, the hotel manager, standing there. His usual stern demeanor was softened by an unusually apologetic expression, hinting at a conversation that would bring further resolution to the previous day's events. "Miss Johnson," he said, his voice now soft and measured, "the couple from the incident yesterday has requested to see you. They're waiting in the lobby. Would you be willing to meet with them?" A rush of nervous energy surged through Erica, her heartbeat quickening as she pondered the unexpected visit. Despite the uncertainty, she nodded resolutely. "Yes, I'll meet with them." "Mr." Thompson led her through the bustling hospital corridors until they reached a quieter corner of the lobby. There, the couple sat, their presence starkly contrasting with the usual flurry of activity. The husband, pale and frail, was seated in a wheelchair, his condition a visible testament to the recent events. His wife stood beside him, her red-rimmed eyes and tear-streaked face reflecting the gravity of their emotional state. As Erica approached, they lifted their gazes, their expressions a complex blend of shame, gratitude, and deep remorse. The wife stepped forward first, her hands trembling as she clutched her husband's arm. Her voice, barely audible but filled with sincerity, quivered as she began, "Miss Johnson, we cannot begin to express how deeply sorry we are for our behavior yesterday. If you are still watching this video and find these stories useful, please comment number 4 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time." The husband, his face etched with an emotional mix of pain and relief, reached out to grasp Erica's hand. His voice, though faint, carried an earnest weight as he said, "You saved my life, and after everything we said and the way we treated you, I don't have the words to adequately express our regret." Tears pooled in the wife's eyes as she continued, "We were so wrong. Our attitudes and our words were inexcusable. We've spent the night reflecting on our actions and how ashamed we are of our behavior." Erica stood quietly, absorbing their heartfelt apologies. The authenticity in their voices was unmistakable. "Your kindness and professionalism in the face of our racism," the husband choked on the word, "has opened our eyes. We've had to confront our prejudices, and we are deeply sorry." The wife nodded vigorously, her hand reaching to wipe away fresh tears. "You didn't hesitate to help us even after how poorly we treated you. We are profoundly grateful and ashamed, and we can't apologize enough." A lump formed in Erica's throat, and she fought to maintain her composure amidst the couple's raw emotion. Taking a deep breath, she let her heart guide her words. She looked at the couple, their faces marked by genuine remorse and heartfelt gratitude. "I appreciate your apology," Erica said softly, her voice steady and compassionate. "We all make mistakes, and what matters most is how we learn from them and grow." The couple looked at her with a mix of surprise and relief, clearly not expecting such a gracious response. Erica continued, "In my work as a nurse, I've learned that compassion is our most powerful tool. It doesn't matter how people treat us, what truly matters is how we choose to treat others." The husband squeezed Erica's hand, tears forming in his eyes. "You're an extraordinary person, Miss Johnson. We don't deserve your kindness." Erica shook her head gently, her eyes conveying understanding. "It's not about deserving, it's about understanding and growing. We're all human, and we all can change and become better." The wife stepped closer, her voice choked with emotion. "Thank you, not just for saving my husband's life, but for this invaluable lesson. We promise to carry it with us always." Erica smiled warmly, her heart touched by their response. "That's all I could ask for." "Use this experience to spread kindness and understanding to others," the couple nodded earnestly, both wiping away tears. The husband looked up at Erica, his eyes reflecting profound gratitude. "We can't thank you enough for what you've done. You've not only saved my life but also opened our eyes to our prejudices. We'll never forget this." Erica felt a profound wave of emotion wash over her as she stood there, her heart unexpectedly stirred by the encounter. She had not anticipated this moment would hold such depth, but as she observed the couple's transformed demeanor and their renewed openness, she could see the impact of her influence. "Thank you for listening and for being open to change," Erica said, her voice steady but filled with warmth. "This is the first step toward making the world a little bit better for everyone." The couple, visibly moved, expressed their gratitude once more. They promised to carry forward the lessons they had learned from their conversation with Erica, their resolve evident as they parted ways. Erica could see the reflection of her impact in their eyes, the acknowledgement that her words and actions had made a tangible difference in their outlook. Later that day, while walking through the bustling hotel lobby, Erica's attention was drawn to Mr. Thompson approaching her. His usual stern, authoritative expression was noticeably softened, replaced by a look of uncertainty and remorse. Erica braced herself, her mind racing with anticipation of what might come next. "Miss Johnson, Mr. Thompson began, his voice unusually gentle and filled with a tentative humility. "May I have a moment of your time?" Erica nodded, her demeanor calm but her mind alert. "Of course, Mr. Thompson." "Mr. Thompson took a deep breath, visibly grappling with his emotions as he searched for the right words. "I owe you a sincere apology," he said, his voice wavering slightly. "My behavior towards you since you arrived here has been completely inexcusable." Erica's eyes widened with surprise at the manager's candid admission. She remained silent, giving him the space to continue. "I made assumptions about you based on nothing more than my prejudices, Mr. Thompson confessed, his cheeks flushed with a deep crimson of shame. "I was profoundly wrong, and I am truly sorry for the way I treated you." Erica could see the genuine regret etched in Mr. Thompson's eyes. She nodded in acknowledgement of his apology. "What you did yesterday by the pool was Mr. Thompson hesitated, shaking his head in a mix of admiration and awe. "It was extraordinary. Your bravery and professionalism, we've never witnessed anything like it. You saved that man's life while the rest of us stood paralyzed with fear." His voice cracked slightly as he continued, "I am deeply ashamed of my previous behavior towards you. You deserved far better, and I am committed to making things right if you will permit me." The transformation in Mr. Thompson's demeanor was striking. The once cold and dismissive manager now stood before Erica, humbled and earnestly seeking forgiveness. It was a powerful reminder of how actions could transcend words and lead to unexpected changes in the hearts of others. Mr. Thompson cleared his throat, his hands nervously fidgeting. "Miss Johnson, I would like to offer you an extension of your stay here at the hotel, completely free of charge. It is the least I can do to express my gratitude for your heroic actions and to atone for my previous conduct." Erica, touched by the gesture and the genuine remorse displayed, felt a deep sense of closure and acknowledgement. The encounter not only facilitated a meaningful change in the couple, but also paved the way for an unexpected reconciliation with Mr. Thompson, illustrating the profound impact of empathy and understanding. Erica's eyebrows arched in surprise as Mr. Thompson's generous offer sunk in, and she was momentarily caught off guard. The weight of the gesture pressed heavily upon her, stirring a complex mix of emotions. On one hand, she felt a surge of pride and vindication, knowing that her actions had prompted such a significant and thoughtful response. On the other, a part of her was reluctant to accept, driven by a deep-seated desire to maintain her dignity and independence. She wrestled with the inner conflict of whether to graciously decline, assert that she did not need charity, or embrace this rare opportunity to fully enjoy the vacation she had worked so tirelessly for. The decision felt like a delicate balance between self-respect and the allure of a serene escape. "That's very kind of you, Mr. Thompson," Erica said softly, her voice carrying a tremor of emotion. The words were laced with the weight of her internal struggle. Mr. Thompson's eyes, once steely and impassive, now shone with a blend of hope and relief. Please take some time to consider it. I understand if you'd prefer not to, given our rocky start, but I assure you things will be different from now on. Erica inhaled deeply, allowing the gravity of his offer to settle. She imagined the untouched corners of the hotel grounds, the tranquil poolside moments that had eluded her, and the unburdened relaxation she had yearned for. Each thought seemed to coax her toward acceptance. After a pause that felt both eternal and fleeting, she made her decision. "Thank you, Mr. Thompson. I appreciate your offer, and I think I'll accept it." A look of profound relief and gratitude washed over Mr. Thompson's face, as though a heavy burden had been lifted. "I'm glad to hear that, Miss Johnson. I promise you will experience a much more pleasant stay for the remainder of your time here." His voice carried a sincerity that spoke volumes of his newfound respect and regret. As Erica nodded in agreement, she felt a profound sense of closure enveloping her. The tense atmosphere that had shadowed her since her arrival began to dissipate, replaced by a warm, calming presence. This extended stay was no longer just about indulgence, it was a symbolic gesture of reconciliation and a testament to the transformative power of empathy and understanding. For the first time, Erica felt a genuine connection to the place she had once felt estranged from. In the days that followed, the transformation in the hotel's atmosphere was nothing short of remarkable. The staff, who had once seemed distant and indifferent, now greeted Erica with heartfelt smiles and genuine kindness. It was as if her heroic actions had opened a new chapter for them, allowing them to see beyond superficial judgments and embrace a more compassionate perspective. One morning, as Erica made her way to the breakfast buffet, she was met with a beautiful surprise table set with care and elegance just for her. The young waiter who approached her wore a bright, welcoming smile. "Good morning, Miss Johnson. We've prepared a special breakfast for you today," he said, his tone warm and sincere. The gesture struck Erica deeply, her throat tightening as she struggled to hold back tears. "Thank you," she managed to say, her voice thick with emotion. Each subsequent act of kindness, whether it was the complimentary massage at the spa, the attentive service at the pool, or the simple but meaningful gestures of recognition, reinforced the profound impact of her actions. The small tokens of appreciation and respect filled her days with newfound warmth and a sense of belonging that she had longed for. Erica realized that these moments of kindness were not merely about enjoying luxury, but about the deep, emotional healing and the positive change she had inspired in others. But it was Mr. Thompson's transformation that struck Erica most deeply. The man who had once seemed so distant and indifferent was now standing before her as a figure of sincerity and genuine remorse. Gone was the cold, dismissive manager she had first encountered in his place was someone who truly seemed committed to mending past wrongs and ensuring her comfort. One afternoon, as Erica basked in the tranquil beauty of the hotel's garden, she saw Mr. Thompson approaching with a demeanor that was as gentle as it was unexpected. His face, once etched with stern lines, now bore a soft, almost hesitant smile. "Miss Johnson, I hope you're finding everything to your liking," he asked, his voice imbued with a warmth that spoke volumes about his newfound respect and understanding. Erica, still somewhat taken aback by his changed demeanor, nodded appreciatively. "Yes, thank you. Everyone has been very kind." Mr. Thompson's eyes, now full of genuine emotion, crinkled at the corners as he spoke. "I'm so glad to hear that. Your actions have truly inspired us all to be better, to look beyond our preconceptions, and to treat each other with the respect and kindness we all deserve. I want you to know that your presence here has made a real, lasting difference." As Mr. Thompson spoke, Erica saw beyond his words to the core of his transformation. This wasn't merely an attempt to rectify past mistakes, it was a genuine acknowledgement of his growth. His remorse seemed to be a catalyst for his sincere desire to improve and to make amends. "Is there anything else we can do to make your stay more enjoyable?" he asked, his voice tinged with earnestness. A profound sense of warmth and relief washed over Erica as she responded with a heartfelt smile. "You've all done so much already. I'm just grateful to be here, experiencing this beautiful place without the tension or discomfort that had marred my earlier days." Mr. Thompson's understanding nod and compassionate demeanor conveyed a deep appreciation for her words. "We're honored to have you here, Miss Johnson. Please know that you should never hesitate to ask if you need anything at all." As Mr. Thompson walked away, Erica leaned back in her chair, allowing the serene beauty of the garden to envelop her. For the first time since her arrival, she felt a genuine sense of belonging. The earlier strains of tension seemed to dissipate, replaced by a peaceful acceptance that her stay had come full circle in the most unexpected and fulfilling way. As the days of Erica's extended stay unfolded, Mr. Thompson found himself reflecting deeply on the impact Erica had not only on the hotel but also on him. He was moved by her courage and the positive change she had inspired within the staff. Driven by a desire to honor her profound influence, Mr. Thompson decided to create a lasting tribute. One afternoon, he invited Erica to join him for tea in the hotel's elegant lounge. As they settled into the luxurious surroundings, Erica noticed a flicker of excitement in his eyes that contrasted with his previously reserved demeanor. "Miss Johnson," Mr. Thompson began, his voice resonating with warmth and gratitude, "I've been reflecting on your time here and the remarkable difference you've made. We want to honor your kindness and bravery in a manner that truly reflects the impact you've had." Erica, her curiosity piqued, leaned in as Mr. Thompson continued, "We've decided to dedicate a suite in your honor. We're calling it the Heart of Kindness Suite. This suite will serve as a constant reminder of your heroism and the invaluable lessons you've taught all of us." Erica's eyes widened as a flood of emotions surged through her pride, humility, and an overwhelming sense of accomplishment. The enormity of the gesture left her momentarily speechless. "Mr. Thompson, I don't know what to say. That's such an incredible and heartfelt gesture." Mr. Thompson's eyes reflected his own deep appreciation and admiration for Erica's impact. "It is the least we can do to show our gratitude and to celebrate the profound change you've inspired. Your presence here has been transformative, and this suite will be a testament to the enduring legacy of your kindness." As Erica absorbed the magnitude of the honor, she felt a deep sense of fulfillment and gratitude. It wasn't just about the opulent suite or the luxury it represented, it was about the profound human connection and the enduring impact of her actions. This gesture embodied the emotional healing and positive transformation that had blossomed throughout her stay, leaving her with a sense of completeness and belonging she had longed for. "It's the least we can do, Mr. Thompson said, his voice carrying a weight of deep sincerity, his eyes shimmering with unshed tears. "Your actions went far beyond merely saving a life. They have profoundly touched us. You have illuminated the true essence of compassion, showing us all the significance of kindness and the necessity of looking beyond mere appearances. This suite will serve as a permanent reminder of your extraordinary act, a symbol of empathy, and a beacon for all who enter our doors." Erica felt her eyes well up with tears, the kind that only came from being deeply moved. She had never envisioned that a simple vacation could evolve into something so impactful. The realization that her actions had catalyzed such a meaningful transformation in the hotel and among its staff filled her with a deep, resonant sense of purpose. "Thank you," Erica said quietly, her voice thick with emotion as she struggled to hold back the tears. "I am truly honored. I hope that this suit will encourage others to choose compassion and understanding, regardless of the circumstances they may face." If you are still watching this video and find these stories useful, please comment number 5 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. Mr. Thompson nodded, visibly touched by Erica's heartfelt words. That is precisely what we aspire to achieve, Miss Johnson. Your legacy here will endure long after your departure, positively influencing the lives of countless guests and staff members for many years to come. The day of the ceremony arrived, and the hotel's grand ballroom was abuzz with a palpable sense of anticipation and warmth. The staff members moved about with purposeful energy, making final adjustments and ensuring everything was in place, while guests mingled and exchanged excited conversations. The room was adorned with vibrant flowers and softly glowing lights, creating an atmosphere of refined elegance and joyous celebration. Erica stood nervously at the entrance, her heart racing as she took deep, calming breaths. She had never been particularly comfortable with the spotlight, but the genuine smiles and respectful nods from those around her helped soothe her nerves. As she stepped into the room, a hush fell over the crowd, the atmosphere shifting to one of reverent silence. Mr. Thompson approached, his face radiating pride, and gently guided Erica to the front of the room. To her surprise, among the gathered crowd were not only the hotel staff and guests, but also the very couple whose lives she had touched so deeply. Mr. Thompson cleared his throat, his voice steady but laden with emotion as he began to speak. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here today to honor an individual who has proven to be nothing short of extraordinary. Erica Johnson arrived at our hotel as a guest, but she departs as a hero and an inspiration to each of us. He recounted the events of that fateful day, his words painting a vivid picture of Erica's quick thinking and selfless bravery. As he spoke, the audience was visibly moved. Many of them, including the wife of the man Erica had saved, were visibly teary-eyed. Erica felt a lump form in her throat as she glanced around the room, witnessing the emotional impact her actions had made. Mr. Thompson continued, his voice filled with pride and reverence. It is my immense honor to present this plaque to Erica Johnson, in recognition of her remarkable courage and unwavering kindness. Your actions have not only saved a life but have also highlighted the transformative power of compassion and the importance of overcoming prejudice. As the room erupted into applause, Erica felt a profound sense of gratitude and fulfillment. The ceremony had become more than just a recognition of her actions, it was a celebration of the enduring impact of empathy and the importance of looking beyond superficial differences. As Erica stepped forward to accept the plaque, the room erupted into a symphony of applause. The clapping began tentatively, but soon built into a crescendo of appreciation, echoing throughout the grand ballroom. The sound grew louder and more enthusiastic, swelling with each passing second until it enveloped Erica in a wave of warmth and admiration. Every person present was on their feet, their hands creating a thunderous applause that seemed to go on endlessly. Overcome by the sheer magnitude of the response, Erica felt tears of gratitude streaming down her cheeks. The applause washed over her like a powerful tide, each round of clapping a testament to the profound impact her actions had made. As she looked around, her gaze met the faces of those she had touched. Thompson's eyes were brimming with pride. The couple she had saved was visibly moved, their own eyes glistening with tears, and the hotel staff were cheering with heartfelt enthusiasm. In that deeply emotional moment, Erica felt an overwhelming sense of connection and accomplishment. She understood that her actions had done more than just save a life, they had sparked a transformative change, resonating deeply within the hearts of everyone present. Mr. Thompson stepped forward once again, his demeanor radiating a profound sense of purpose and resolve. As he cleared his throat and began to speak, his voice carried a weight of earnest conviction. Ladies and gentlemen, he began, his tone resonating with a powerful mix of reverence and determination. We are gathered here today not just to honor an individual, but to celebrate the profound impact that one person's bravery and compassion can have on an entire community. Erica Johnson's extraordinary act of kindness has not only saved a life but has opened our eyes to the fundamental importance of inclusivity and respect the room fell into a hushed silence, every ear attuned to Mr. Thompson's words as he continued. Today I am deeply proud to announce that our hotel is embarking on a journey of transformation. We will be introducing comprehensive diversity training for all our employees, ensuring that everyone who steps through our doors feels truly welcomed and valued. Moreover, we are partnering with local community organizations to create meaningful internship opportunities for underrepresented groups within the hospitality industry. A wave of murmurs of excitement and interest rippled through the audience, underscoring the significance of Mr. Thompson's announcement. Erica listened with her heart swelling with pride, her mind reeling at the enormity of the changes that her actions had inspired. Mr. Thompson went on to elaborate on additional initiatives, detailing a scholarship program designed to support aspiring hospitality professionals from diverse backgrounds and a commitment to showcasing artwork from local artists of color throughout the hotel. Each announcement was met with enthusiastic applause, the crowd's reaction a powerful testament to the impact Erica's courage had made. As Mr. Thompson concluded his speech, the applause erupted once more, filling the room with a palpable sense of celebration and solidarity. Erica felt an overwhelming sense of fulfillment and joy. What had started as a simple vacation had transformed into a profound and impactful journey. She was leaving the hotel with more than just the satisfaction of having saved a life. She was leaving with the knowledge that her actions had ignited a significant and positive transformation within the hotel's culture. She had inspired a movement towards greater inclusivity and understanding, and the sense of accomplishment and connection she felt was profound and deeply moving. As the applause finally began to subside, Erica locked eyes with Mr. Thompson. He gave her a heartfelt nod, a silent acknowledgement that her influence had been the catalyst for these sweeping changes. Erica's heart swelled with gratitude and warmth as she returned his smile, feeling a deep and unexpected bond with the once distant manager. In that moment, Erica realized the true power of compassion and the far-reaching impact of one person's ability to inspire change, leaving her with a lasting sense of pride and fulfillment. As Erica packed her bags, she couldn't help but reflect on the profound and unexpected journey her vacation had taken. She meticulously folded her clothes, each movement deliberate, as she relived the whirlwind of events from the past few days. Her thoughts drifted back to the initial sting of prejudice she encountered, the harrowing yet life-saving emergency by the pool, and the remarkable transformation that had unfolded within the hotel and its community. The experiences had been both tumultuous and transformative, leaving an indelible mark on her heart and mind. As she zipped up her suitcase, her gaze lingered on the room, now a repository of memories that were both poignant and powerful. Her eyes fell upon the plaque she had received, now carefully wrapped and nestled within her carry-on bag. To her, it was far more than just a token of recognition. It was a tangible reminder of the immense power of kindness and the strength of resilience, a symbol of the positive impact that one person's actions could have on the world. Descending to the lobby, Erica was enveloped by a mix of conflicting emotions. A touch of sadness tugged at her heart as she prepared to leave this place that had grown so meaningful to her. Yet, alongside this melancholy, there was an undeniable excitement bubbling within her for the future that lay ahead. The prospect of returning to her demanding job as a nurse no longer felt like a daunting burden. Instead, it had transformed into a renewed calling, invigorated and strengthened by the profound experiences she had encountered during her stay. The sense of purpose she felt was now intertwined with the lessons learned and the lives touched, creating a deep well of motivation that would accompany her back to her everyday life. Mr. Thompson awaited her in the lobby, his demeanor markedly different from the cold, indifferent figure she had first encountered. His warm smile and genuine warmth were a testament to the change that had occurred within both him and the hotel. Miss Johnson, he greeted her with heartfelt sincerity. "I hope you realize the depth of the impact you've made on all of us." Your kindness and bravery have imparted invaluable lessons, transforming us in ways we could never have anticipated." Erica's smile broadened, her chest swelling with a profound sense of warmth and appreciation. "Thank you, Mr. Thompson," she replied softly, her voice tinged with emotion. "I came here seeking rest, but I discovered something far greater. I am deeply grateful for the opportunity to have made a meaningful difference." Stepping out of the hotel, Erica inhaled deeply, savoring the crisp morning air that greeted her. The sense of rejuvenation she felt was not merely from the restful days she had enjoyed, but from the profound impact her presence had made. The weight of her recent experiences settled comfortably on her shoulders, no longer a burden but a source of immense strength and clarity. Climbing into the waiting taxi, Erica's heart brimmed with gratitude for the unexpected and transformative journey she had undergone. As the hotel receded into the distance, she carried with her more than just cherished memories. She departed with a renewed sense of purpose, a richer understanding of the profound power of compassion, and the firm belief that acts of kindness could indeed transform the world, one heart at a time. Thank you for watching. Erica Johnson's journey from excitement to adversity has shown us the challenges of standing strong in the face of prejudice. We've seen how her resilience and self-worth have helped her navigate a difficult situation with grace. We'd love to hear from you. What have you learned from Erica's story so far? Share one thing you've learned and how you plan to bring it into practice in your own life by commenting below. If you like this video, please leave your comment below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more stories that inspire and empower.